A woman escaping her toxic marriage boarded the wrong plane and sat beside a mysterious man. A woman escaping her toxic marriage boarded the wrong plane and sat beside a mysterious man, a millionaire CEO. If you open your mouth again, I swear I won't spare you. Please let me go, just this once. Glass shattered before she could blink. Yeah. Adriana flinched as Javier's hand struck her face, her cheek burning. She tasted blood. Her knees shook, but she stood for one reason. Mama! A small voice trembled from the hallway. Their 6-year-old daughter, Sophia, clutched a teddy bear, eyes wide, lips quivering. Sophia saw it all. Javier turned sharply, his rage fading to cold anger. Vete a la cama. Go to bed, he snapped. Sophia whimpered, disappearing down the hall, her sobs muffled. Adriana wanted to cry, but her tears were gone. She touched her swollen cheek, staring at the man who once promised to protect her. That promise was dead. Only bruises and silence remained. That night, as Ronda slept and Javier passed out in his study, bourbon bottle half empty, Adriana stood in the bathroom facing the mirror. The light flickered. She traced the bruise on her jaw, dried blood at her mouth. The deepest wound wasn't visible. It hid under years of fear, threats, and the loss of who she was. She remembered his first insult, calling her worthless. The first time he locked her phone away, the first bruise from his grip, followed by flowers. Now, no flowers, just fear, silence, and his voice. You did this to yourself. Adriana pressed her lips to stop a scream. She couldn't wake Sophia, not tonight. If she didn't leave now, she never would. She moved quietly, barefoot on the hardwood. Every creak made her heart race. In the bedroom, she packed a duffel, clothes for Sophia, her passport, a prepaid phone hidden in a shoebox. She grabbed Sophia's starry blanket, folding it tight. In Sophia's room, the girl slept, thumb in mouth, teddy bear close. Adriana whispered, Carino, we're going on an adventure. Sophia stirred. Is Papa coming? Adriana's throat tightened. No, baby. Just us. Minutes later, they were outside, the night air sharp. Adriana's hands shook as she buckled Sophia into the car. She didn't look back at the house. She drove through Ronda's streets, headlights off for 10 minutes, heart pounding. Every car behind her sparked panic. Her plan was to drive to her sister's in Galicia, but fear clouded her mind. What if Javier tracked her phone? What if he guessed her destination? At a gas station, Adriana decided to fly. It was safer, faster, harder to trace. She paid cash at Malaga Costa del Sol airport, gripping Sophia's hand, duffel in the other. The attendant gave her the last seat on the next flight. Gate C-23, boarding in 20 minutes, the woman said. Adriana didn't ask the destination. She just nodded, moving fast. Sophia, sleepy, clung to her like a kitten, fingers in Adriana's scarf. At the gate, Adriana checked her boarding pass. Her stomach dropped. Granada, not Galicia. No time to change. Javier might already be searching. She held Sophia tighter and boarded. The cabin was dim. Adriana kept her head low, flinching at the flight attendant's greeting. Her seat was in the back. She settled Sophia by the window, tucking the starry blanket around her. Only when Sophia slept did Adriana breathe. Enemy note. If I hadn't left tonight, I might not be alive tomorrow, she thought. She didn't know Granada, but she knew what she'd escaped. That was enough. Excuse me, can I sit here? Plane's full. Adriana looked up, startled. The man was tall, mid-30s, in a gray sweater and jeans. His hair was messy, his voice tired but kind. She shifted. Of course, she murmured. He nodded, sliding into the seat, stowing a leather bag. The plane hummed, passengers settled. Sophia breathed softly. Adriana pulled her scarf over her bruised cheek. The fabric scratched, but she was used to hiding. She felt him glance, not prying, just noticing. She turned toward Sophia, hiding her face in shadows. The plane doors closed. The captain's voice crackled. Adriana gripped the armrest as the plane taxied. Her heart raced, not from flying, but from what she'd done. She was running, hiding, with fresh bruises and fear in her chest. The plane lifted off, shaking gently. Adriana looked out, blinking. City lights faded below. Tears came. She hadn't meant to cry. She'd been strong for Sofia, for herself. But it was final. Something broke inside her. She covered her face, too late. The man didn't speak, didn't stare. He pulled a tissue from his pocket and offered it. Adriana hesitated, then took it. Thank you, she whispered. He nodded, looking ahead. They sat in silence. Adriana wiped her eyes, embarrassed, breathing slowly. Sofia stirred, then slept deeper, oblivious. His presence felt steady, not heavy. Adriana glanced at him. His eyes were on the tray table, unreadable but sad. Quiet, deep sadness. You traveling alone? She asked, surprising herself. He turned, meeting her eyes. Yeah. His voice was calm, low. You? Adriana nodded. Sort of. He glanced at Sofia, smiling softly. She's your daughter? Yes, Adriana said, a small smile forming. Sofia, she's 6. She sleeps like she feels safe, he said gently. Adriana's throat tightened. She brushed Sofia's forehead. I hope so. Silence returned, not awkward, but shared, like two people who didn't need to talk. Adriana looked out the window, the engine's hum calming her. He leaned back, eyes closed. They didn't speak for the next hour, but something shifted. Small, quiet. Two strangers, each with their storms, sat together in the sky. Not by choice, but maybe not by accident. The plane landed, Granada's airport lights flickering like stars. Adriana woke Sofia gently, whispering, Carino, we're here. Sofia yawned, wrapped in her blanket. Stepping off, reality hit Adriana. No plan. Her phone was dead. Her sister's address, scribbled on a receipt, was in Galicia. She'd boarded the wrong flight. People rushed past in the terminal, greeting families, calling taxis. Adriana stood frozen. Matteo noticed. He paused near baggage claim, hands in pockets. Waiting for someone? She hesitated, then shook her head. No, I made a mistake. This isn't where I meant to go. He looked at her steady. If you've got nowhere to go, I know a place. Adriana tensed. I don't even know. It's not a city, he said quickly. A farm, an hour away. Quiet, hidden. You and Sofia would be safe, until you figure things out. She narrowed her eyes. Why help a stranger? He met her gaze. Because I've been a stranger needing help. Someone gave me shelter. I'm passing it on. Adriana paused. Sofia shivered, clinging to her. A quiet place, away from Javier. She nodded. Okay. The drive was silent. Sofia slept in Matteo's old SUV, curled under Adriana's coat. Adriana sat in front, clutching her bag, watching the dark Spanish roads. Matteo didn't talk, just drove, headlights cutting through the night like hope. Finca La Esperanza appeared, hidden by pines, nestled near Ronda's hills. A farmhouse with white walls and warm lights glowed softly. Wildflowers lined the path. A breeze stirred the grass. Matteo carried Sofia inside as Adriana breathed in earth, wood, and flowers. This your home? She asked softly. For now, he sighed. Guest rooms upstairs, clean sheets. I'll get tea. Adriana felt warmth she hadn't expected. The fireplace crackled, a kettle whistled, a quilt lay on the couch. Books lined the walls. Kindness surprised her. Sofia slept in the guest bed. Adriana went downstairs to say thank you, but exhaustion hit. She sank into a kitchen chair, head on her arm, and fell asleep. Matteo returned, seeing her asleep, coat slipping, revealing bruises on her arm, a raw scrape on her shoulder. He paused, then set down the tea. Quietly, he grabbed antiseptic cream and a sterile pad. Kneeling beside her, he touched her arm gently, careful not to wake her. She flinched but didn't stir. He applied the cream, smoothing the pad over her wounds, hands steady. Adriana stirred, eyes opening. Their gazes met. She saw the ointment in his hand, her heart racing. You were... I'm sorry, Matteo said, stepping back. I saw the bruises. I didn't want them to worsen. I shouldn't have. She pulled her scarf over her arm, cheeks flushed. No, thank you. Silence hung, awkward but warm. Adriana looked at him, the shadows under his eyes, the weight he carried. Why are you here? She asked suddenly. Matteo blinked. The farm? She nodded. He hesitated. It's a long story. Adriana smiled tiredly. We've got time. A pause, quiet as a heartbeat, held something new. Not trust, not love, but a spark. Two broken people in a quiet house in a hidden place. For the first time, neither felt so alone. Adriana sat on Finca La Esperanza's porch, the sun dipping, painting the sky orange and lavender. Sofia drew by the fireplace inside. The air smelled of pine and earth, free of fear. Matteo brought 2 mugs of chamomile tea, handing her one, sitting beside her, respecting her silence. They sipped, listening to crickets. Adriana traced her mug's rim, then spoke, voice soft. I never thought I'd run. Matteo looked at her, waiting. Her fingers shook. It started with words, yelling, then throwing things, then slaps, then worse. She swallowed. Javier hid the bruises. He'd apologize, buy toys for Sofia, promise to change. But it never stopped. He controlled everything. My friends, my clothes, my time. I lost everyone. My family thought I was busy. Her voice broke. One night, drunk, he thought I hid money. I was 6 months pregnant. He dragged me, slammed a door on my shoulder. I lost the baby 2 days later. Matteo's knuckles whitened on his mug. Adriana looked away, blinking. No one believed me. The hospital said natural causes. He said I fell. I almost believed it was my fault, that I wasn't good enough. Matteo's hand hovered near hers, pausing. Adriana slid her fingers to his, touching lightly. I stayed for Sofia, she whispered, but last week he hit me in front of her. She screamed, tried to protect me with her little arms. A tear fell. I had to leave, even with nothing. Matteo turned to her, voice steady. You did the bravest thing, Adriana. She laughed hollowly. I feel like a coward. No, he said firmly. Cowards don't protect others. Cowards don't run for freedom. She looked at him. You sound like you know. He exhaled, leaning forward. My sister Lucia, smart, funny, loved stars, named constellations by day. Adriana listened still. Her boyfriend seemed perfect, but he broke her. Words, lies, isolation. I didn't see it. I was busy, building my company, chasing deals. She called me one night, crying. I said I'd call back. I didn't. He paused, heavy. She overdosed 3 days later. They called it an accident. I know it wasn't. Adriana covered her mouth, tears welling. I quit as CEO, sold everything, bought this farm to breathe again. Adriana hugged him, trembling. He held her, strong yet gentle, their pain binding them. They stayed like that, survivors, not lovers yet, but souls who'd faced fire. Matteo pulled back, looking at her. You don't have to share more, but here, no one will hurt you. Adriana nodded, believing it. Deep beneath her bruises, hope flickered. In the kitchen, Adriana froze, hands shaking, staring at Matteo's laptop. She'd meant to close it after bringing tea, but a headline screamed, Disappeared billionaire, Matteo Delgado's silent fall. Her heart pounded. The article told all. His AI company, his genius, his sister's death, the scandal, his vanishing. Now he was here, helping her, a woman with nothing but pain. She didn't hear him enter. Adriana, Matteo said gently, everything okay? She turned, startled, stepping back. I didn't mean to snoop. It's fine, he said, eyes soft. You'd find out eventually. Adriana's voice tightened. Why didn't you tell me who you are? He looked down. I didn't want it to matter. It does, she said, hurt. You're famous. I'm just a woman who ran with her kid. You're not just anything, Adriana, he said. Why help me? Why bring me here? He stepped closer, voice low. I wanted someone to see me. Not the money, not the story. I thought you could. Her jaw tightened. Maybe I can't. Silence stretched, sharp. Adriana's voice softened. You're kind, Matteo. You gave us peace. But now, I don't belong in your world. You belong where you're safe, he said. She laughed sadly. I've felt worthless so long. Standing by you makes me feel smaller. I never meant that, he said quietly. I know, she whispered, but it's true. She turned away, biting her lip. I should go. Matteo nodded, throat tight. If that's what you need. She expected him to beg her to stay. He didn't. It hurt more than she thought. Next morning, Adriana packed while Sofia slept. She left a note. Thank you for everything. I hope you find peace. Matteo found it later, sitting at the table, her teacup still there, her presence lingering. He didn't cry, just stared at the note, finger tracing her words. He told himself she needed space. But as the sun set, he missed her laugh, Sofia's footsteps, the feeling of family. On the porch, staring at the stars, he whispered, I want her back. The next day, he started searching. Nay. Refugio's soul smelled of lavender and disinfectant. Adriana held Sofia's hand, both in second-hand coats, exhausted but alive. This way, Miss Navarro, Senora Garcia said, leading them to a warm room with a sunflower mural. Adriana exhaled, safe at last. Days passed. Refugio's soul became home. Staff offered legal help, counseling, school for Sofia. At night, Adriana sat by Sofia's cot, her daughter's breathing easing the weight of survival. The divorce hearing came fast. Adriana faced the judge, hands shaking, voice steady. She showed records, photos, a neighbor's statement. The courtroom listened as she spoke of isolation, control, and the final blow that made her run. Javier didn't appear. The judge granted full custody and a restraining order. Outside, on the courthouse steps, Sofia asked, Mama, are we free now? Adriana hugged her. Yes, Carino, we are. It was true. Weeks later, Adriana volunteered at Refugio Sol, sorting supplies, reading to kids. Her courage spread. Women sought her, drawn to her quiet strength. She led groups, shared her story, offering proof escape was possible. One afternoon, a staff member handed her an envelope, handwritten, no address. Adriana opened it, hands trembling. The letter read, Dear Adriana, you don't know me, but I heard you in group. I cried silently. I never told anyone what my husband did. I thought I had to stay, but you gave me hope. I took my son and left. We're safe now. Thank you for being brave first. Adriana read it thrice, then sat, tears falling. Not of fear, but joy. Sofia climbed into her lap. Adriana held her, the letter tight, feeling purpose. She'd run through the night, unsure of survival. Now, her voice helped others find light. She wasn't just surviving, she was saving. Centro Luz buzzed with chatter as people filled the hall. Folding chairs creaked, coffee and cookies scented the air. A banner read, Rising from Ashes, Stories of Survival. Adriana adjusted the microphone, palms damp. She'd spoken before, but it felt fragile. Yet her voice was steadier now, her gaze sure. She spoke for others to believe they could survive. Sofia sat in front, beaming. Sanai. Senor Ruiz introduced Adriana. Applause followed. She stepped forward. My name is Adriana Navarro, she said calmly. Once I thought I was invisible. She shared her story, fear, control, the night she ran. Her words were simple, honest, rippling deep. I thought I had nothing, she said softly, but I had Sofia and a choice. Listeners nodded, some teary. Adriana prepared to end, but Senor Ruiz spoke. We have a surprise guest. Adriana blinked, confused. Then she saw him, Matteo, walking down the aisle, hands in a charcoal coat. In tow, his hair was longer, eyes shadowed with emotion. Her heart stopped. He stepped on stage, facing the crowd, then her. "I'm Mateo Delgado," he said quietly. "I was a CEO, had power, fame, but it meant nothing after I lost my sister Lucia. I couldn't save her from someone who claimed to love her." He swallowed. "I left everything, hid in silence. Then, on a plane I didn't plan to take, I sat beside a woman with her life in a backpack and bruises." Adriana covered her mouth, eyes wide. Mateo faced her. "She cried, but she showed me courage. She saved my life, but really she saved mine." He knelt, trembling, sincere. "I'm not here for your love, Adriana. I'm here for a chance to walk with you, know Sofia, earn your trust. My heart stayed with you." Tears streamed down Adriana's face. The room held its breath. She stepped forward, trembling, looking into his steady eyes. "You found me," she whispered. "You're my moonlight over the sea." He nodded. "I never stopped looking." Adriana knelt, hugging him tightly. He held her, not as a hero, but as a man who'd found something rare. Sofia ran on stage, hugging them. Applause erupted, not for fame, but for redemption. Love returned, real, earned. 1 year later, morning sun lit the hills behind Casa Nueva Vida. A sign read, "Casa Nueva Vida." Children laughed in the backyard. Wind chimes sang. Bread baked. Women walked the halls, some with shadows, others with new smiles. Mateo knelt in the garden with kids, planting wildflowers, dirt on his cheek. He'd left boardrooms for this, planting, fixing, teaching. Inside, Adriana sat by a window, tea in hand, reading her manuscript, "The Day I Chose to Live" by Adriana Navarro. Published, it reached survivors, schools, shows. She cared only that it gave hope. Today wasn't about books. It was about love. The backyard glowed with white chairs, string lights, a flower-wrapped arch. No celebrities, just women, kids, volunteers, a chosen family. Mateo stood by the arch in a navy shirt and suspenders, boots polished, nervous. Adriana appeared, holding Sofia's hand, in an ivory dress, daisies in her hair. Her eyes met Mateo's, the world fading. Sofia whispered, "Mama, today's magic." Adriana smiled, teary. "It is, Carino." The ceremony was simple, vows quiet under a wide sky. After the kiss, cheers rose, music played. Sofia tugged Mateo's ear. "Can I tell a secret?" He knelt, heart full. "I don't have nightmares now. You're here. You're my papa." Mateo froze, tears rising. "Thank you, Sofia," he whispered. "That's the most beautiful thing I've heard." She hugged him. Adriana watched, heart overflowing. This life wasn't her old dream. It was better, messier, real, built from resilience and hope. They'd survived storms. In this backyard, with cake on plates and kids chasing bubbles, they were home. On a radio show later, Adriana was asked to describe her family. She smiled. "We're not perfect, but we're real." If this story touched your heart, reminded you healing is possible, that love grows in unexpected places, share and subscribe to Timeless Stories. We craft tales to lift your spirit, heal your soul, show you're never alone. New stories weekly. Real people, real emotions, real love. Hit the bell so you don't miss a moment that could change your day or life. Until next time, stay kind, stay strong, keep believing in second chances. This is Time Lens Stories, where every story is a journey home. That love grows in unexpected places, share and subscribe to Timeless Stories. We craft tales to lift your spirit, heal your soul, show you're never alone. New stories weekly. Real people, real emotions, real love. Hit the bell so you don't miss a moment that could change your day or life. Until next time, stay kind, stay strong, keep believing in second chances. This is Time Lens Stories, where every story is a journey home.